Hey ladies and gentlemen, start out a little bit different. Ralph's Automotive, we got us a 2018 Chevy Malibu, and obviously today I am doing the screen recording thing first. Actually what I'm doing is I am remote desktoping the snap-on scan tool that I got. So I'm actually sitting in the office, and there's one thing that I want to show you that is a pain, is these snap-on buttons right here. To get them to go away, you can't, I haven't figured out a way of getting them to go away, so go up here and well, you know how to do that. You know how to toggle to the desktop. Start your task manager and snap-on button, just end that process, and that'll kill these buttons. It doesn't harm anything else here. So anyway, as you can see, we got a couple of codes here, and the P1101 is I'm going to say almost a very common code, but it's a little bit concerning that I got this one here with it. The P0300 misfire, obviously, that's a general misfire, but then when we go to the misfire counters, it's actually on the number 4. I think you see in the history here, these are history counts right here. It's 1186, so there's something going on right there. It wasn't enough, or not, it wasn't enough. It's not through. This is not a fault about the logic that can detect the actual cylinder. This is what I always call the generic misfire, meaning that misfire happened to something that the computer cannot pinpoint. Anyway, that being said, so a lot of these here are dirty throttle bodies. I'm not even going to go around beat around the bush on that. Dirty throttle bodies. We see that. So head on over to the induction data. Induction data says that barrel 28.9 and 28.9. Our boost pressure showing 14.3. The boost pressure sensor is okay because that's right there at it. Map sensor, we're going to go there in a minute. I have to turn the car on for that. Let's look at that as well. So our intake manifold pressure, that's okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. Mass airflow, it's idling a little bit low, but that is about right. That car should be doing somewhere in 3 grams per second at 1,000, from what I read anyway. Don't take my word for it. But anyway, data here is not very conclusive. It does need to be smoked. I think that there is still a possibility for the induction system to have a leak. Oh, right there's our car. We got to start somewhere. I switched over to the camera, obviously, so I want to pop the cover off, get that done. Get that out of the way. torques, of course. This is the crap they put on there to dampen the noises. This is obviously a high pressure fuel system, so, and the reason I removed that cover simply because I am going to check out the number 4 plug. We can compare the before and the after. When we clean the throttle body, that little darling is warm. Since I can relearn that whole system if I need to, I'm going to go ahead and the gasket is reusable, especially on the vehicle that new. You got a tube back here to take off. A connector obviously up here to take off. Remove your snorkel here, what I won't call a snorkel, and we can unbolt these 4 10 millimeters. Now we're going to pull the whole assembly off of there and give it a good cleaning. I'll have to probably relearn it, so I'm not going to film that part of it. Right there, show close up. No, I was wrong. You don't even have to take the hose off. Just the plug. The plug is all. The plug in our intake nozzle. Pull this metal, pull it out. This metal clip right here. Pull it out, wiggle it, pull it up. It's really as simple as that. Can't hurt it. So, of course, leave it to me to have the stuff that is not standard. Okay, so no more than what this takes. This thing is going to get cleaned up, but I can already tell you by just looking at it that ain't a problem about being dirty. This ain't a dirty issue or anything like that. I already tell you that. There's your throttle body. That thing right there is not dirty. That's not anywhere near as dirty as some of them that I've seen. Does have a lot of oil in it. I'm going to wipe the faces. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the O-ring, or it's not really O-ring, it's a rubber seal. But anyway, let me get that cleaned up. I think I've shown this in previous videos. This is my weapon of choice. That's a GM top engine cleaner. That's the same stuff. I buy the same stuff in just a regular liquid to do intake cleaning. Pressurized intake cleaning, that is. You see how it loosens it up without me doing anything? That's pretty good. Pause you up again. Don't forget to clean the actual lip of your flapper. So this is where we're at. Clean, perfectly clean. Not a speckle of carbon left on it. Pause you back up. So pull the plug. That got some heavy build up here. Not saying that that is a problem. Plugs don't look that bad. Almost have to pull a neighboring cylinder. I may do that just to say that we did. It is the number 4 that has the problem. So these are 9/16 or 14 millimeter. Actually, I think technically these are 14 millimeter. And I'm talking about the spark plugs. You have to have you one of these 14 millimeter spark plug sockets. So that's about equal. I'm going to call that equal. Build up may not be as bad on that. Now the next question is how many miles? This thing has only got 70,000 miles on it, so that's not too many miles for the plugs. Pause you back up. Well, I decided to go ahead and do all of them. Just to add something in there too, before I continue. This is some front damage, so certain types of damage you want to definitely make sure you check on your air induction system. So that's what that is all about. Or sometimes it may be the simple things in life. That thing is completely dry rotted, not to mention the fact that the layer here, the protective layer, that's all gone. I don't know if that's ended up in a filter. That filter is completely a goner. So that's subject for replacement. I don't know if that's no, it doesn't appear to be OE. Oddly enough, I don't know how cheap that filter was, but first time for everything. I've never seen that before. I'm gonna do the smoke thing here. Let me get set up. So in this particular case here, it's dang if you do and dang if you don't. The air filter is supposed to look like this. That whole pad is gone. Don't know details or whatever, but I suspect that with that air filter dry rotted, that could be our problem. But dang if you do and dang if you don't. If I go ahead and just replace the air filter and say, oh, that probably was it. Well, probably can come back. So I got the smoker on this thing. What I'm doing now is I'm just checking underneath. They busted the whole underside here. I don't see any smoke. Not the least little bit, actually. So, of course, at some point in time, we've got to call it. I don't think that mass airflow is reading bad. Well, according to data, it's not bad. According to the data, it is good condition. We'll see what the car is pulling now real quick. Out. So that test was pretty inconclusive. I'm going to assemble this. I'll give that a squirt of air. charcoal elements in there. These are, I think, replaceable, I think. Give that mass airflow a little bit of a clean. Okay, back in here. I was wrong on the throttle position here. That's still a 13%. There's nothing has really changed there. Mass airflow, that is definitely better now. That is clearly better because we seen it as low as 2.4, I believe, earlier. I seen it go as low as 2.2. So that is right at 3 now. I'm really liking that better. And besides that, the RPM is still down a little bit. It's down a little bit low, so that was definitely an improvement on that. History down here. I'm not going to customize that list, but of course that's wiped out, and right now there is no misfires going. I'll do a quick idle learn reset. That says, of course, it's procedure in progress. It's resetting the idle learned value, so we can exit out of here now. That's done. There is nothing else to do. All agreed. Still no change. It should drop off here in a minute. So that's actually going on 2 weeks right now, and contacted the customer, made sure that the symptoms did not return, and as of today they have not. So I guess fixed is fixed, so there is not much more to say. Yeah, thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, you know where they go. We'll see you on the next one.